Hello and welcome to you all to Jnana Vahini. In this episode, I wish to present the developments relating to the trending courses, programs and events, the news of which appeared in the print media during 1st to 15 July 2023. In all, 6 major developments have been identified. 1. Rashtriya Raksha University gets government's okay to set up center to study China's PLA, People's Liberation Army. 2. Blues of green roles. India Inc. struggles with the ESG talent gap. 3. Taking higher education higher. 4. State education policy to help empower youth. 5. Space for self-discovery. And finally, IIM classrooms now have a more diverse character. In the first major development, Rashtriya Raksha University gets government's okay to set up center to study China's People's Liberation Army. The center has given its nod to government-run Rashtriya Raksha University, RRU, for setting up a study center on China's PLA, that is China's People's Liberation Army. The PLA Study Center will have a research officer and faculty to undertake analysis on the Chinese army deployed along the line of actual control LAC in India, that is in the China-India border. The study center is expected to carry out interdisciplinary research in the areas like China, PLA, and collaborate with external agencies, institutions within India and abroad. The second development is blues of green roles. India Inc. struggles with ESG, environmental, social and governance talent gap. Climate change is the biggest issue our planet is facing, but there aren't enough people with expertise in the sector. With Indian companies increasingly becoming part of global supply chain, these firms have to comply with a number of global regulations around sustainability that have come into force over the last few years. ESG reporting has also got a greater impetus under the climate change initiative, with people wanting to capture the emission footprints of companies and incentivize companies to reduce it. It is interesting to find that there has been a 20% year-on-year increase in green job opportunities, with the role of ESG analyst seeing the biggest share of vacancies at 19%. In fact, the green sector has been experiencing significant growth in the recent years, outpacing the availability of skilled workers. This rapid expansion has created demand-supply gap, and it is in this where the higher education institutions have to pitch in. The next one is taking higher education higher. 45 Indian universities are among the 2,900 institutions of higher learning in QS World Rankings 2024. This makes India the 7th most represented country in the ranking. When it comes to citation per faculty, Indian institutions score above global average, while performance in reputation-related metrics, it is in line with global average. India's influence in the field of research is a good news for all of us. There are, however, 2 broad areas where performance lags the global average. 1, quality of teaching. 2, internationalization. The quality of teaching includes faculty-student ratio, faculty recruitment and retention, essentially the qualitative supply side. This is reflected in low employment outcomes, demonstrating a mismatch between job requirements and graduate skills. Secondly, internationalization of student and faculty composition and research networks is vital in today's transnational knowledge systems. Both, that is the quality of teaching and internationalization, are interrelated and must be addressed if Indian higher education institutions are to grow in influence and reputation. The fourth one is a state education policy to help empower youth. State education policy has brought out a number of initiatives such as rupees 25 crore to improve infrastructure at University Vishvesvaraya College of Engineering, Bangalore, rupees 50 lakh incentive for public universities which show commendable performance in governance, rupees 10 crore to train departmental staff under Vritti Chaitanya program, and commencing of conversational English classes at higher education institutions in association with the British Council and Regional Institute of English, and translation of higher education books in Kannada to eliminate language barriers in higher education, and many more such initiatives. These initiatives go a long way in empowering the youths of Karnataka state in particular. The next one is a space for self-discovery. Today we find the management boot camps in higher education institutions, especially in the management domain. These boot camps at universities and management institutions have opened up possibilities for students to receive personalized training in the form of interdisciplinary education to help improve effectiveness and encourage them to work independently. Management boot camps can be a good mix of content and process in the form of experiential activities and the underlying theory, offering students a safe space for self-discovery. This enables management students to establish connections with the external industry and business environment and come out of their existing comfort zone. Thus, the management boot camps have created a space for self-discovery among the students of management in particular by offering them the essential competencies to swing into the workforce in a competitive world. And finally, IIM classrooms now show a more diverse character. At the country's premier B schools, the Indian Institutes of Management's MBA classes are getting more diverse than ever. At IIMs in Ahmedabad, Kozhikode, Indore and Kashipura, there are at least 40% non-engineering students, while IIM Kolkata and IIM Bangalore have 30% and 17% students from non-engineering backgrounds respectively. On the gender front, most IIMs continue to have at least 30% women representation, and diversity is a critical factor for fostering and enriching discussion in the class, and it is good that it is happening now in major IIMs in the country. To summarize, the center has given its nod to government-run Rashtriya Raksha University for setting up a study center on China's People Liberation Army. 2, there has been a 20-year-on-year increase in green job opportunities with the role of ESG analysts seeing the biggest share of vacancies. 3, 45 Indian institutions are among the 2,900 institutions of higher learning in QS World University Rankings 2024, and this makes India the 7th most represented country in the ranking. 4th, the state education policy has brought out a number of initiatives to help youth of Karnataka state in particular. 5, management boot camps at universities have opened up possibilities for students to receive personalized training in the form of interdisciplinary education to help improve effectiveness and encourage them to work independently. And finally, at the country's premier B schools such as IIMs, MBA classes are getting more diverse than ever. Thank you all for listening to this presentation.